Hello, I'm back in Romania, and as you can probably see behind me, there is a lot of snow. So there's not much to be done. So maybe I should finish with the videos about the trip in Italy. So as you saw, I visited Tempo di Vivere and Lumen, and I was thinking to making a short review about the experience in both of these communities. So what did I learn? The idea of having a head or a boss or something like that, I don't think it's a great idea, because it creates a vacuum after that boss leaves, and it's a better idea to have a community around sociocracy and around taking decisions together without voting and through consent and not consensus. Also, it's important to have meals together, but meals is not only the concept of the same place, it's also cooking the food and relating. So just the fact that you eat in the same place, it may work for something like 5 or 10 or 15 people, but when you have 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, it's important to create a system where on one side you'll prevent people staying all day every time with the same people and not communicating with others, but also creating the environment in which mixing and knowing everybody and relating with everybody is important. I was listening a few days back to a podcast. They were explaining how introducing kitchens in every home was a bad idea, because when they did that, everybody was stuck in their own home. So cooking together is not only a great idea in regards to using time, because cooking for two is not 20 times shorter than cooking for 40. So you'll be able to have a better management of human resources by having somebody to cook for everyone, and also creates the place and the motivation for everybody to interact. In regards to money, I think you need a lot of transparency, because it's one thing is to say that we are all equals and everybody's needs are covered, but somebody has the bank card to make all the acquisitions for food and for stuff, that you have to ask that person for stuff, and it's something else to everybody to receive a salary that they can manage themselves, and then can decide what is important for them and what is not important for them. It involves also a lot of trust, because when you live in a community and if everybody receives the same salary, unless everybody trusts that everybody does their best in regard to their task, there will be a lot of discontent, I think is the word, I'm not sure, and very little ownership in regards to what is happening inside that community. So instead of saying something like we are doing this and we are doing that, they'll say they are doing this and they are doing that. So you'll have no ownership about your task inside the community and no ownership about the community project, and that is not good. In regards to community project, I think it's very important to have a very clear system of vision, mission, objectives and values. So when problem will arrive, and problem will arrive because we are humans and we don't know always how to communicate, you have the glue necessary to keep everything together. So besides group circles that will deal with all the tasks in the community, and some mission circle and some general circle and some circles that will deal with all kinds of issues inside of the community, you'll necessarily need something to something like besides working together and besides resolving issues together and besides eating together, you'll need some sort of event, let's call it, I don't have the word now, for you to be able to open yourself and to allow yourself to be vulnerable and to say what is on your mind and what bothers you and what you dream of. I don't know, maybe moments where you'll dance, maybe moments where you'll talk, maybe moments where you'll of real human connections besides the necessary task that you'll have to do every day, like working and eating. So I don't know if I made myself clear, but I don't find the words at the moment. Also, I think it's very important that besides the sustainability money-wise, I think the human sustainability of the project and the environmentally sustainability of the project should be very important, because if you have the money but you don't take in consideration what will happen with the people in 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you'll either have no more people to work with, and because the community gets old or people leave, and or you'll have the necessary people inside of the community but nobody would like to join because there is too big of a gap between how do I look like this? I'm in the sun. So if you don't have a clear setup in regards to how you'll get fresh blood inside of the community, there will be a problem when, in, I don't know, 20 years time, you'll have members of 50 or 60 or 70 years of age, and no 20 or 30 year people will like to join the community. So you have to manage very well, not only the ins and outs of money, but also the ins and outs of members, and also the ins and outs of the of the environment. Let's say, I can give you a very simple example. You'll say that you don't have to be that protective with the water, because in the area where you create your community there is enough water, so you don't have to bother. And I don't know, one moment in history will happen that you'll have no water in that area, and what will you do then? Because you are not sustainable in the way you use your resources, so now you don't know how to deal with. So I'm not saying that you have to resolve all these issues from the beginning, because you'll not be able to, because there are too many things to deal with. But unless from the start the sustainability of the project is not considered, I don't think it will live that long. As I said previously, communication is very important. So not only theory is enough, like to read a book about sociocracy or a book about nonviolent communication or permaculture and stuff like that. But also I think it's very important to have real experiences. So either going to visit other communities, or participating in workshops, or or actively involving yourself in context that will give you real life experiences in regards to all the mechanisms that you decide to use inside of the community, is very important. So, what else? Oh, volunteers. Yes, I think volunteers are very important. Not only because they will help you with whatever task you have in there, but I think they are very important because they'll give you a fresh perspective. Not because they are younger or whatever, but because they come from a different background and different experiences. And if you only accept volunteers because you need some helping hand, I don't think that's a good idea. But if you accept the volunteers for the feedback that they could give, and that you should ask for, and if you try to learn from them in the same way they came to you because they want to learn from you, I think that will keep you, let's say, in tune with what's happening in the world. I don't know what else I should say at the moment. Maybe I will be able to write a better article and to tell you more about the experience. But for now, I'm telling you goodbye, and I will show you a little bit of the place where I'm in, where I might come back in the summer. So until then, I'll tell you, have a beautiful spring and enjoy the scenery.